And there was a lot of money and support behind Ben Wallace. Worked his whatsits off, keeping going on the Ukraine thing, a solid Secretary of State for Defence, called for more money, got more money. When he's out, the rest of the ground shifts.
That's right. And it demonstrates, Alastair, how complicated it is to produce any kind of meaningful polling at this stage, because it is a constantly moving feast. And Ben Wallace was a really great example of someone who was famous, if at all, for one thing, but actually not really known particularly by members of the general public, and even really not really particularly known by members of the Conservatives. Certainly not when it came to the important issues like Brexit, like the cost of living, like any other whole long list of subjects, the NHS. But he did have a good performance on Ukraine, and that was enough to get noticed. But this is a contest with three constituencies: the Conservative MPs, the Conservative Party members, and then the general public. And you need to appeal ultimately to all three if you're going to get through. And Ben Wallace has clearly decided that he might have a good backstory, but perhaps his front story isn't enough to win.
And he does mention specifically having talked to his family as well. There was talk that he might succeed Jens Stoltenberg at NATO and maybe go for one of those big international jobs. So who knows? The picture will emerge. When you talk there about those three constituencies, I want to pick up on the middle one, because we are being literally inundated with emails and tweets from traditional Tory supporters who are furious at what the parliamentary party did to Boris Johnson. Your polling showed 2 months ago, 3 months ago, that he was deeply unpopular in the country at large. But they're saying within the Conservative Party grassroots, he remains popular, and they're fed up with the MPs for dumping him.
Well, that may be true in certain circles. There are around 200,000 Conservative members, although we don't know the exact number. And it's fair to say that among some of those, Boris Johnson was popular and remains popular. But the thing is, the Conservative Party membership are not one single group. They have a range of different views within that. And even if he had been overwhelmingly popular with all 200,000, the fact remains that in the public more generally, he had been increasingly unpopular. More than half of people who were current Conservative supporters believed that he was doing a bad job. Overall, 6 out of 10 people, including over a third of Conservative supporters, felt that he should resign. And so if you're going to win a general election, which is ultimately what all this is about, this entire contest, how we got here, is all about who is best placed to win the next general election, then you need to win the support of the public, not just your members. And Boris Johnson had lost that. Now, of course, there's a debate, and many people would be perhaps shouting at the television now, oh, but he could have regained that. Yes, he might have done. But the fact is that the Conservative MPs, and particularly the Cabinet, decided that actually that probably wasn't the most likely option, and so out he went.